All right. Frank Beddor is a man who has many talents. That's an understatement. He has produced several hit movies, including Something About Mary. He's developed video games. He's a two-time freestyle world champion skier.
Frank's also the author of the Hatter graphic novel series, and he just introduced his new book at Turkeyfoot Middle School.
Yeah.
Frank, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, it's totally my pleasure. Thanks for
I
having
bet the kids loved having you and learning about your new book.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. You know, sometimes I have them come up and audition for the movie version.
Really?
Yeah, and they get very excited for the prospects of being in a film. So.
Would you ever actually put one in a film that you discovered?
Well, you know,
sometimes
you do see really talented kids, and so you never know who's out there. I mean, Julia Stiles, who I first cast when she was 15, you know, she was an unknown, so you know, often you look for it.
Wow.
All right. Now, I have to know, this book is for teen fiction, I guess we call it.
Right, right.
And it's one of a series.
Yeah, it's the first in a new series of books that follows Hatter Madigan, who's a 13-year-old boy who enters the Millinery Academy where they train to be spies or bodyguards or warriors, and his signature weapon is his hat. When he throws it, it turns into blades, takes out the enemy, and boomerangs back in the form of a hat.
Oh, cool.
That's for teenagers. I'd read that.
Yeah.
I might read it.
Please.
But how did you go from being a skier? You had like a 20-year career as a skier, right?
No, I had a very short, it was 5 years as I was a skier.
Okay.
And then I did some stunts and I worked in movies as a stuntman.
That's how you got into show business, right?
That's exactly right. And then I was a actor, failed by the way. But whenever you fail, sometimes a door opens up, and it opened up a door to writing. And so I started writing short stories, which I sold to Paramount, and then I started writing novels.
You're like Leonardo da Vinci. Like you do everything.
Right. I was thinking to myself, well, how do you juggle all the time? But you spent a significant amount of time developing the storyline, right?
5 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, 5 years to create the world and the logic and the backstory. So, you know, it's been a long process. I've been working on these books for 16 years.
And you have another book series, too, that's been really successful and on the New York Times bestsellers list. Do you write these with the idea that they'll be movies, since you have produced these great movies?
Well, sometimes people will reference there's a visual style to it. So I have that language, but I don't write them for movies. I write them so they'll be, you know, good stories.
Yeah, and good stories really kind of translate across many age groups, but the young ones really, the teenagers, I call them young ones, the teenagers seem to be embracing it like very strongly, because you were talking about being mobbed at Turkeyfoot yesterday.
Well, you know, when you talk about social media with kids, they're so into it, and they all are on Snapchat, and they're like, "You're not on Snapchat?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll get on Snapchat." I'm on Tumblr. I'm on Instagram. Yeah. So it was pretty interesting to see where kids are spending their time.
Yeah. Do you ever worry that kids aren't going to want to read books because they're so engaged with social media and everything has to be so fast-paced and grab their attention all the time?
Well, it turns out that lately they did some research, and more people are actually reading physical books than the last few years. So the whole idea of digital, you know, I think kids can bounce back and forth. So, you know, I worry a little bit about it, but so far, you know, great stories still. It doesn't change.
Will capture people,
they
no matter
capture
what age,
people's
right?
imagination.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I'm going to read it. That's the truth.
I want it when you're done, okay?
Okay,
All right.
we'll do it.
There's more. You can all have a
There's
copy.
more than one.
All right, Frank Beddor, thank you so much for coming in. We have a link to your website on our website, local12.com.
And I'll be at Books and Company tonight at 7 o'clock.
Are you
Up
gonna
in
sign
Dayton,
books?
Ohio. Yeah.
Yes,
You're gonna
yes.
sign
So
books?
I'll be signing and talking about the book.
You'll love it there. It's a
Excellent.
great place.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's go over to John for the